Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now I'm going to be doing a video today on my tips for saving for your first home. I'll be doing questions from my Instagram, so I'll be taking some questions from there, and I'll also be doing my tips for people that may be students when they're saving for their first home, and they can get more of an idea on how to save, what schemes there is out there for new builds. I'm sorry I haven't been uploading very much. I've been trying to finish my degree, which I now have. I've graduated. I'm just waiting my PIN, and then I'll officially be a registered mental health nurse, so I'm very happy now. I can try and focus more on this, and hopefully when I get a house, that's when I'll be able to have a proper setup and get it all started. Let's get straight into the video. Okay, so the first thing that I'll talk about is me and my partner started saving in a Help to Buy roughly maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, I can't remember. We opened our Help to Buy just before they were going to close the old Help to Buy scheme. So we opened that, and at the start you can put in £1,200 the first month. So what my partner did was he put in all the money that he could that month. I was still at uni, so I just put in what I had left over that month. But my top tip is, if you're going to open a Help to Buy, try and make sure you've got enough money to put in the first month, because after that it's capped to £200 a month, and that's still a lot a month. But to save for a house deposit, £200 a month, it will take a long time to save. So we've both got our own Help to Buys, so then we can combine both the money that we've saved, and at the end the government give you a grant from your Help to Buy percentage. So say we saved £8 between us, we'd then get an extra £2 on top of it. Can't remember what the percentage is that they give you off the top of my head, but that gives you some kind of idea. They've changed the Help to Buy scheme now all across the countries, I believe. Where I live there's a cap, so I can only get a house that's 256,500. So that's kind of got us stuck. We can't get a 4-bed like we wanted to, so we'll be looking for 3-bed detached if possible. Just have a Help to Buy, and make sure you put £200 a month in, or as much as you can, and keep on top of that every month. Try not to miss a month, because it all adds up. And both, if you're with a partner, both of you can open one. There's no reason you can't. The solicitor will just combine both of the total amounts from each Help to Buy before you give the deposit in, and then they get the grant from the government for you, so you don't have to worry about any of that. What I also did was open a separate savings account in my bank. So I did this because I am very good with my money. A lot of the time I don't spend money on myself a lot, because of being at uni I had to limit how much I spent anyway, to make sure I had money for petrol and parking, things such like that. But anything I had left over, say I had £120, I'd put the £20 into my savings, so I'd get an even number. So any odd numbers I'd put straight into my savings account, and it all added up. I mean, I've saved over £2,500 in a year or less whilst I've been at uni as well, doing that, and going back to work I've been saving more in there. So that's an extra bit of money that you can have, because when buying you've got to consider stamp duty, which can be £2,000 to £2,500. Any additional things that you want on your house, such as carpets and external fittings like the taps outside, you have to pay for. Sometimes you have to pay for the turf for your house. It doesn't come straight away, so it's all dependent on what house you get, what company you go with. When you look to buy and you reserve a plot, which is reserving the plot area for where your house is going to be before you talk about deposits or anything like that, that's about a £500 upfront cost. So it's good to have the spare money, so you don't have to take it out of your Help to Buy, and it all adds up to the cost of the house anyway. So they're my 2 first tips with the importance of saving in your bank account. I've then also recently got myself a credit building credit card. I'm with Barclays and they do several different cards. I've got a card which actually helps build my credit, so I pay for things such as recently my dog had to have a biopsy. I paid on that because it was like close to £200. I would have paid for her operation, but it was past the limit on my credit card. But things like that, that you know you're going to be able to pay back, but it can wait until the day on your credit card you need to pay it back, so it'll help build your interest. And petrol, things like that, because when you go for a house they're going to check your credit score, and because I'm so young I probably don't have a very high credit score, so I'm starting to use my credit card a bit more often to show that I'm paying the money back. Excuse me. And that can help build my credit score then when they look into it, because they'll look at all your bank details and statements and your earnings and things like that when you go to a mortgage advisor, that is. So definitely would advise use a credit card if you can. Obviously credit cards aren't just, oh I want to buy something nice, I'll spend it. You've got to make sure you've got the money to pay it back, or you're going to get yourself into trouble with your bank and your credit score won't be very good because you'll be missing payments. Now I'm going to just get up my Instagram questions that I got. One of them is how to get the ball rolling, for example who to contact. Now me and my partner are just coming up to this part of the process of looking to buy a house now, because I'm going to get my graduate job, I'll get my actual pay, so soon enough we'll be going to a mortgage advisor to see how much we can get. So one person is a mortgage advisor. They'll tell you how much you can borrow from your bank, combining your two incomes. How much you can borrow from the bank basically for a mortgage will tell you how much you can spend on a house, because some places won't give you a mortgage up to a certain point, because they'll look at your income and what's going out each month and know that you'll struggle to pay it back. So definitely a mortgage advisor, but also the sales advisors from each plot. Definitely from new builds, we've been to quite a few different plots to look at the different types of houses. So it's like there's Taylor Wimpey, Persimmon Homes, Barrett's Homes, and there's a new one that we're going to be looking at. But we've been to all the different plots and it helps because each sale advisor is different. Some of them will tell you more than others, but you can go there with a list of questions, which is what we've done before, to ask certain questions that you just won't know in the process of buying, because I think once you put a plot down for a new build, it's about 4 to 6 weeks before you have to give the deposit price. So it's not something that you can confirm your house on the plot, let it be built, and then not pay quite soon after. It is quite a quick process. Again, mortgage advisors will be one of the best things to do before you even go and get your mindset on a house, because then you know what range you're looking in. Solicitors will help. They can help with house searches, your price range, and they'll handle all the finances, such as stamp duty and your deposit. They'll work as kind of the in-between. It'll be you, the house company, and your solicitors in between, working with all the paperwork and things like that. I think you both have to be ready to be able to manage your money. You need to be in the right place to buy a house. Being able to manage your bills and being a stable job. I wouldn't ever tell anyone to get a house if they're not in a stable position to do so just because they want to move out. It's like we've got to the point we want to move out, we've been saving, and we're both in quite stable jobs. So definitely during this pandemic, just really think about what you're doing, and if you need to contact people several times, you can. The mortgage advisors have a line that you can get. It's a free line. You can get it from the housing estates you go to. They'll usually give you their mortgage advisor's phone number, so you can call them and ask them whatever questions you need. And then best and easiest ways to save. So I've also been saving. I've got a jar which I'll show you now. I got this jar off Amazon, I believe, and it just says new home funds. Now This is like a jar that people will use sometimes to buy furniture, things like that, which is one of the main reasons I got it. Now this jar I'll put £1 coins, £2 coins, anything from £1 coins and above, mainly notes I've got in here. I've got a few little coins. So I'll put notes in here, so if I get birthday money or anything like that, I'll put them in here for things such as my sofa or fridge freezer, things that we're going to need to buy straight away. And I've got this one because you can only put it in the top and there's no opening at the bottom, so I'm not tempted. There's no way without smashing this that I can get my money out, and I'm one of those people that will, if I need cash and I'm not in the mood to go to the bank, I would just go into this and there'd be no money left. But I'd say get one that you can't open and you can put your extra house funds in there between you and your partner. And it says on the back, if you're after a new pad and no longer want to roam, start a little nest egg and buy your very own, which I think is so sweet. And this wasn't that expensive off Amazon. I think that's lovely. So that's definitely a must for me. Helps you keep track of all the other money that you can get, and it's a little bit less stress then when you want to go and buy stuff. The other thing with money is if you've got things like clothes, gadgets, things that people could use again and you don't want them, then sell them on. I mean, don't sell them at the price you bought them, obviously, because they're second hand, but you can sell good condition things and get a little bit of money that you could put in your jar or you could put straight into your bank, and things like that just help, because I'm a hoarder, so as it gets closer to moving out I will be going through all my stuff, and things that I can get rid of I will be getting rid of, and that will just add to your funds then, because there's a lot of stuff that's probably in your room that you haven't seen for ages, and you'll get it out and think, oh, I could sell that and make £50 or something. My biggest money saving tips is that you need to budget. So I've got a list on my phone that I can show you. So it's this checklist app. I don't know if you can see it, yeah. And it's just got all the different rooms, and what I do is every couple of months I'll go out and I'll get things like for the house. I'll look for things that are in the sale as well, or things that you would have seen in my previous videos that I like. I had a big box of utensils. Rather than getting them all individually, it did cost about £45, but it would have cost more to get them all individually. And then what I can do is at the bottom they're all crossed off, like there's ticks next to them and they have crosses through them. So this is just a way to keep track of what you've bought, what you need, and I'd say get little things before if you've got places to store them, so you can save for the bigger things when you move in. Also, one of the things is cut down on expenses that you don't really need. Say, because I'm working in healthcare, I don't need my nails done. I could do my eyebrows myself because I usually just get them plucked or waxed, so I can pluck them myself, save money there. I used to get my hair done, as you can see, all the colours. I'm just waiting for the colour to come out, but I used to get my hair done different colours. I've had it purple and I've had it blue. It kind of looks green now, but that says the colour's coming out. But that would cost me about £120, and don't get me wrong, the place that did my hair really looked after it and amazing. Also, I used to have my lips filled, £130 each time, and my metabolism just broke down the filler way too quickly for my liking. Within a few weeks it looked like I didn't have my lips done anymore, and for that price I don't think it's worth it. Now we'll be doing future videos on the house move, and as we get the ball rolling, which we're going to do quite soon I imagine, once I've started my job with the mortgage advisors and looking around houses, I'll try and take you along with me. I'm going to be doing a whole series, I think, and this is going to be my first episode of this series, so I'll keep you in the loop of what's happening. And if there's any other questions you feel like you'd like me to answer along the way, comment them down below. I'll link my Instagram down below also, where you can comment or send messages on there. I'd love if you'd followed me on these accounts so I can interact with you more. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe and join so you can see my videos. There'll also be a bell so you can turn on the post notifications so you don't ever miss a video again. I'm hoping to upload more as I get back into the routine of working, and the days I'm scheduled to be off I'll definitely be doing more videos. So if you've got any other ideas, comment them down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.